Ever heard a whisper from a place that should be empty? I'm Bora, a uni student, and this is the story of how a single door in my new apartment building changed everything. It started simply enough. Moving boxes, the smell of old wood and dust, the typical chaos of a new place. But then I saw it, door number 3. It looked just like the others, but there was a stillness about it, a heavy silence that felt wrong. The first time it happened, I was just walking by, exhausted from unpacking. The door was slightly ajar, just a crack. I wouldn't have thought anything of it, but then a sound, barely a breath, slipped through the gap. "Find me." I froze. My heart hammered against my ribs. I peeked through the crack, but all I saw was darkness. I pushed the door, but it was locked solid. I told myself I was just tired, my mind playing tricks on me. But I couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was waiting on the other side. The next day, I ran into Aunt Murkmind. She's one of those residents who knows everything about everyone. When she saw me looking at door number 3, her friendly smile vanished. She grabbed my arm, her grip surprisingly strong for a woman of 70. "Stay away from there, son," she said, her voice low and serious. "That door, it has a history." She told me no one had lived in that unit for years. The last tenant, a young woman, just disappeared. One day she was there, the next, gone. The door was locked from the inside. Aunt Murkmind looked me dead in the eye and whispered, "That door took someone once. It wants another." Her warning should have scared me off, but it only fueled my curiosity. The voice became a regular occurrence. Soft whispers when I passed by. "Help me. I'm lost. Don't leave." It was maddening. I started trying to find a way in. I checked the building's records, but apartment 3 was a blank slate. No owner, no rental history, nothing. It was as if it didn't exist, except for the solid oak door that stood there, mocking me. Every time I tried the handle, it was locked. Every time I thought about calling a locksmith, a wave of intense, irrational fear would wash over me, stopping me in my tracks. It felt like the door itself was warning me away. Then came the dreams. It started with flashes, a dusty room, old-fashioned furniture covered in white sheets. But the dreams grew more vivid, more real. I could feel the rough texture of the velvet armchair, smell the musty air, see the moonlight filtering through a grimy window. I walked through the silent apartment in my sleep, exploring every corner. In the center of the main room was a large, ornate mirror, its surface clouded with age. The voice from the door was in my dreams now, clearer and more desperate. "Look in the mirror. Find me in the mirror." I would wake up in a cold sweat. The image of that mirror burned into my mind. The line between my dreams and reality started to blur. Was I just dreaming? Or was I somehow remembering? One night, I couldn't take it anymore. The whisper was louder than ever, a constant, pleading hum in the back of my mind. The key, under the mat. I walked to door number 3, my body moving almost on its own. My hand trembled as I lifted the corner of the worn-out doormat. There it was, a single, old-fashioned brass key, cold to the touch. This was it. My heart pounded, a drumbeat of fear and excitement. This was my chance to finally get some answers, to silence the voice that had been haunting me. I slid the key into the lock. It turned with a heavy, grinding click that echoed through the silent hallway. Taking a deep breath, I pushed the door open. It swung inward without a sound. The air that hit me was cold and stagnant, thick with the smell of dust and decay. It was exactly like my dreams. The furniture under white sheets, the moonlight through the dirty window, everything was identical. It felt like stepping into a photograph, a moment frozen in time. My eyes were immediately drawn to the far wall, to the antique mirror hanging there. It dominated the room, its gilded frame tarnished with age. I walked towards it, my footsteps echoing unnaturally in the stillness. As I got closer, I could see a reflection in the dusty glass. But it wasn't mine. It was a young woman with wide, terrified eyes. She was mouthing words, but I couldn't hear them. It was her, the voice, the woman who disappeared. She was trapped inside the mirror. She looked right at me, her expression one of pure desperation. The voice in my head screamed, "Touch it! Touch the mirror! Free me!" Without thinking, driven by an instinct I didn't understand, I reached out. My fingers were just an inch from the cold surface of the glass. The moment my fingertips brushed against the mirror, the world went black. Not a gradual fade, but an instantaneous, absolute darkness. I felt a dizzying sensation, like falling through an endless void. There was a sound like shattering glass, and then nothing. The next morning, Aunt Nermeen was sweeping the hallway. She saw a young couple moving into my apartment, number 4. She smiled and welcomed them to the building. One of them pointed to the door across the hall. "Is anyone living there?" they asked, nodding toward door number 3. Aunt Nermeen shook her head. "No, dear. That one's been empty for years." She glanced at the door, now firmly locked. She couldn't shake a strange feeling. She remembered a nice young man, Bora, moving in just a few weeks ago, but she couldn't seem to recall ever seeing him leave. Behind the silence of door number 3, a new voice began to whisper, waiting for someone else to hear its call. "Thanks for sticking with me through that chilling tale. Sometimes the scariest monsters aren't the ones that jump out at you, but the ones that whisper from behind a closed door. If you enjoy stories that get under your skin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Let me know in the comments what you think happened to Bora. See you in the next video."